We've got some more breaking news out of Canada this time. Its Prime Minister Mark Carney has just announced Canada will recognise the state of Palestine at the UN General Assembly in September. Canada becomes the third nation to do so within the space of a week after France, and yesterday the UK said the same unless Israel moves toward peace.
For the reasons I cited earlier, Canada intends to recognise the state of Palestine at the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September 2025. This intention is predicated on the Palestinian Authority's commitment to much-needed reforms, including commitments by the Palestinian Authority's President Abbas to fundamentally reform its governance, to hold general elections in 2026 in which Hamas can play no part, and to demilitarize the Palestinian state. Canada will increase its efforts in supporting strong democratic governance in Palestine and the contributions of its people to a more peaceful and hopeful future.
So this announcement was made about 10 minutes ago, and Mark Carney's still speaking. He's rotating between English and French, which is what often happens in Canada, but he's speaking English at the moment, so let's just listen in for a moment.
More formally launched earlier this week. Secondly, it reaffirms and it broadens, we're part of a process that broadens the recognition of certain aspects that we have always viewed as fundamental for a Palestinian state, but others have not acknowledged. No role for Hamas, demilitarized. And to the horrible specifics of the current situation, the return of all the hostages and their remains. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Egypt is three examples of countries that now, literally in the last few days, have made those determinations public. And the third aspect, and I'll hand back, is that we are part of a process. We came to this decision independently, but we are part of processes that are working towards peace, that have strength in breadth and in number. So the two-state solution process, you would have heard reference to the E3 process, Germany, France, and the United Kingdom, and peace plan that they are working on, that they briefed the U.S. president on, and in both those respects, Canada can help to support those efforts.
It's not been clear, say, in the last 48 hours that either the Netanyahu government or Hamas is at all interested in these conditions. And so who's going to make them? Well,
I think there's a couple of things. I mean, Hamas, I don't know, Hamas is not welcome in any way, shape, or form. So, of course, and one of the issues is not to give Hamas in any way, shape, or form a veto over a process that affects both the Israeli and Palestinian people. I could say much harsher things, and I should say much harsher things about Hamas, but that's a basic structural point. There are some in positions of influence in the state of Israel that do not want a two-state solution.
All right, we will leave that there. That's breaking news from Ottawa in Canada.